So the shortlists are out for Premiership Player of the Season, Breakthrough Player of the Season, England Player of the Season, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Who would you pick to win? You guys are the most important people. I'm only one person. I will give my opinion on who I think should win for what it's worth, and also talk about some other players who maybe could or should have been on the shortlist because it's quite interesting. So a little bit of a quicker one this time, but let's get stuck into it because there's some really good players on this list. Straight in there with Player of the Premiership season. We open up the list with South African Thomas du Toit, and what a signing he has been. Bath have managed to get Thomas du Toit, Will Stewart, two world-class tight heads, I think. They've got Archie Griffin of Wales, who's probably going to be starting for them on their summer tour, and they've also got Billy Seller as well. They are absolutely stacked in that tight head position, one of the most difficult positions to fill, very important, and Thomas du Toit, he's probably the best of the lot. Obviously, he's a World Cup winner with South Africa, an amazing scrummager, but goodness me, he scores for fun as well. He is an absolute tank. Maybe he should win. I mean, I have actually put down my opinion here, and it is not Thomas du Toit, but just talking about it like that, maybe it should be. Then we've got two 10s there, George Ford and Finn Russell. Finn Russell with Bath, the best team. He's probably had a little bit of a mixed season, I guess, but more good than not so. He's really loving playing in that team, and what's quite nice is you've got a massive, really straightforward pack in many ways. They do offload as well, but an old school pack, and you got some magic out the back with Finn Russell. It's a real heady mix. George Ford has been the man for Sale. He has been orchestrating that Sale side so perfectly. They've got some big boppers up front. They've got some pace out wide. They're kind of like Bath, maybe not quite as high quality or depth, but they're quite a similar side actually. And just the way he can pick apart a defence, take the ball to the line and take the right option, it's just second to none, to be honest. Thomas Williams had a torrid Six Nations with Wales, but when it comes to Gloucester, he is unbelievable. Him and Gareth Anscombe have been a brilliant partnership, and Thomas Williams is amazing across the board. Obviously a British and Irish Lion, which says a lot as well. Then we've got the big man Tom Willis for Saracens. Incredibly consistently high performances. Rarely has a poor game. Is going to carry through traffic, get you over the gain line, score some vital tries, an amazing attitude. Love all of these guys. My winner I had put down as George Ford because he's just so integral to Sale. If they don't have him, they're not the same team, and he really pushes that team around, and if he's playing, they've got a chance of winning the Premiership. And in a similar vein, I guess Thomas Williams is pretty close, but Gloucester haven't been as good individually. I guess this award is for, but the context of the team I think has some take on it as well. But yeah, Thomas du Toit, just talking about him at the beginning, if he won, then I wouldn't be disappointed either. So yeah, George Ford and maybe Thomas du Toit second actually as the best player of the Premiership season. Obviously there's a few rounds to go as well, so that could change things because the voting isn't all done yet, but they like doing it now. Now other players that could have been shortlisted for player of the season, maybe some other Bath guys. Ben Spencer's been great as well. Tom Dunn, there's a bit of a left field shout. The hooker, starting hooker for Bath, a veteran but playing the best rugby of his life. Fitz Harding, a guy we interviewed exclusively on this channel. He's a great guy and he's very underrated, the captain of Bristol. Adam Radman, I think he's come into Leicester again later in the season and been a phenomenal, a revelation. Unbelievable he's not on that England training squad. Maybe he'll come back into it, I don't know. But if he's been overlooked, that's a crying shame because his tries are brilliant. And Ben Curry, he's my last guy that could have been on that shortlist, I think, because he's just so consistently amazing. A classic 9. Maybe you could put the Northampton guys on there as well, but they've had a poor Premiership season. It's the Champions Cup where they've been great. So Mitchell, Finn, Smith, Freeman, Pollock, you could put them on there, but that early poor season maybe discounts them a bit. But yeah, my winner from the official list and probably from any list would be George Ford. Then on to Breakthrough Player of the Season, and let's just get it out of the way. It has to be Henry Pollock. He is the winner. He will be the winner because he's gone from under 20s and playing occasionally for Northampton to being a starter for Northampton. Again, a little bit of good fortune, I guess, or bad fortune for Sam Graham, who got injured, and Pollock had to come in and start at 8 and showed he is physical enough. And then he gets into England, scores some tries, then he's amazing in the Champions Cup and gets into the Lions. So I know it's a Premiership breakthrough list, but just a breakthrough player, Henry Pollock has to win it. All the other guys are brilliant. Faz Gabon, Poker for Jaw are going to be England props long into the future. Big, strong, good round the park, great attitudes. And maybe the latest breakthrough is Joe Woodward of Leicester. who's now owning that 12 position and giving that balance to the Leicester backline, giving an extra ball player in there, and he can take the ball up as well. But yeah, real all-round player. Other guys that maybe could have been in the breakthrough list are Paul Brambampo of Exeter, another guy that we've interviewed exclusively on the channel. He's been absolutely lighting up on the wing. Ben Waghorn and Massey White, 212s, a position England really need. They've been fantastic. Massey White, the tail end of the season, has been phenomenal. And Tom Lockett of Northampton, actually, I think he's been amazing. He wasn't really starting for Northampton. Then he got into England A, had an amazing game, player of the match, actually, in that one. And he's been phenomenal in the back end for Northampton. Now, the winner, like I said, is Henry Pollock. But let me know if you differ slightly and why. But I'm sure most people would go for Pollock, not just because it's the fashionable answer. I think it just is the answer. And then the final one I'm looking at in this video is England Player of the Season. We've got Tom Curry, Freeman, Maritoje, Will Stewart. Other guys that maybe could have been on that list, maybe Finn Smith, maybe Ben Earl, but happy with those four. Tom Curry came in and showed he has still got it. I wasn't sure after his injury, whatever procedures he's had, but he's shown he's still got it. Then jumping to the captain, Maritoje, consistently good performances, maybe not always top draw, but very reliable. Now he's the captain as well. Plays the full 80, which is something very impressive in this day and age. And Will Stewart, we know he has turned from a good prop into a great prop, and world-class prop, now a Lion, maybe starting for the Lions. His scrummaging has improved, he's fully fit, and he's really putting it around the park as well, better than he used to. But my player of the season, I think, is Tommy Freeman. He's been phenomenal for England. The question mark was, is he quick enough to play on the wing? And he's answered that, yes, I am. He's got quicker, he's got stronger, and he can play in the centre as well, and he could score a stack of tries, great under the high ball, great finisher, power man. He is my England Player of the Season. So that's what I think, that's my take on it, but most importantly, let me know what you would do. Who would you vote as, the Premiership Player of the Season, the Breakthrough Player of the Season, and the England Player of the Season? And if you're into these sorts of videos, plus of course we've got, the summer tours and the Lions tour coming up, please do subscribe and get involved in the comments as well. Anyway guys, I'll catch you next time.